You gotta love it when technology is on your side. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Welcome to our Wednesday night conversation. Come on in. Say hello to us and share this out with someone. We have an incredible conversation for you tonight. It's going to encourage you, I promise, and someone else that you know should be here. I'll get rid of my parakeets in a second. Just hold on. I want to share this out and I want you to do the same thing. Please share this with someone and let them know that we are on tonight. We would love for you to share this out. This is our Real Women live chat that we do every single Wednesday night that we have a guest. And we want you to share this out with someone to let them know that we're on. And this conversation is about to really be a blessing to us because we all need some encouragement as it relates to what we say. So say hello to me. How about saying something to me? Say hello to me and let me know that you're here so that we can start this conversation off. I see you. Hey, Sabrina. Hey, Nikki. Hi, Robin and Chrissy. I see all of you all. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to jump right in because I've shared and it's time to get going. I will, when Celine says hello to y'all, I will get rid of the birds, okay? But just let them take you somewhere right now.
It's tranquil to me. It's like I'm somewhere tropical.
Exactly, right? Yeah. Now, let me tell you, the louder I get, the louder they will get. I love them in here.
They want to be in on the conversation.
They want to be. That's exactly what it is. So, hello, everybody. My name is Trinace Richardson, and I am the founder of Real Women. And we exist to create safe spaces for women to do personal development work on themselves. And we do this through sister circles. That's what we call them. And we have hosted in-person sister circles since 2013. And this has been an unprecedented year for all of us. And so in 2020, this is the first year that we have not hosted the March of 2020 is when we started not hosting the in-person circles, but we have continued to host them virtually. We've always hosted them virtually for our all access members. And so we provide a deeper level of community and sisterhood for our all access members. They invest in the membership either monthly or annually. And we would love for you to check that out at realwomenrock.org so that you can understand what the benefits of that are. Again, realwomenrock.org. But even if you choose not to do that, you can come here every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And we host virtual sister circles 2 Saturdays out of every month so that anyone in the world can join. Our goal is that every woman, no matter where she lives across the globe, would have access to a safe space and a circle of sisters. And we do that virtually now 2 Saturdays out of the month. This coming Saturday, we are going to have a sister circle at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And so you can adjust that to your time zone. We hope that you will join us. You can go to realwomenrock.org to find out information, or our Facebook page, Real Women Rock. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. And anywhere you go, you'll find out information about this Saturday's, I told you to get louder. This Saturday's Real Women Sister Circle, it's how to live untamed. And we're going to explain what untamed means and how to live that way. It's based on an amazing, beautiful book by Glennon Doyle called Untamed. But you don't have to have read the book. You will not have had to have read the book by the time Saturday comes in order to be a part of the discussion. You'll probably want to read it afterward. But
yeah, that sounds like something I want to read.
Girl, it is so good.
Write that down.
Yeah. So Untamed, she is going to sell some books because of me talking about it. But just the principles in the book are so important to learn. We're going to talk about them on this Saturday at 11 a.m. Okay. So all of that information is at realwomenrock.org. And lastly, we are a 501c3, officially a nonprofit. And so in this season where everyone is hit hard, we are as well. All of us could utilize support. And so we present ourselves as someplace you can sow a seed if you would care to do so. And you can do that using Cash App, $ Real Women Rock. However you feel led. All right, we're ready to roll. We're ready to roll. I cannot tell you how excited I am to have Celine, CC, as she's called by some, to have her with me. And I'm just going to tell you briefly why, and then have her introduce herself while I get the birds out. But I am so excited to have her because literally Celine has been, is it the beginning of Real Women? If it's not the beginning, it was like almost at the beginning. Yeah, somewhere around the beginning of Real Women. And just your sisterhood and you're pouring in, because when you're, you know this, when you're in a sister circle, it's not just one person, it's all of us pouring into each other. And so I can really remember countless times that you have poured in into me. And what I love is sisterhood is not relegated to Real Women or sister circles or anything like that, but we've been able to stay connected. And you don't have to talk to anybody. This is my belief anyway. I say this often. You don't have to talk to anybody every day to stay connected. And so I have continued to feel connected to you because you have been my workout inspiration. I tell her this as often as I can, but I have been eating miles for breakfast because of this woman. Hashtag eat miles for breakfast. And we're going to talk about some of that because I really want folks to understand what that can look like, how that can become, you know, a passion for you to take care of yourself radically. But first, would you mind introducing yourself? Slow me down. Introduce yourself and share anything you like about yourself, what you do and what you love.
Okay. I'm Celine and I'm a mom and of a 15-year-old. So I have a teenager and then I have 2 one-year-old cats that I adopted last fall, which they've been a blessing with this being at home. And I, as Trinace mentioned, I love to exercise. Just today, one of my girlfriends reposted my picture, said if do something every day was a person, she's talking about me. Because I'm inspired by the group I'm in. I've met my tribe. I'm almost 50 now, and I've
slow down. Hold up. You said you're almost 50.
I'm almost 50. I'm 48 this fall, and so it's like, who would think? Like I've spent most of my life. I started working out regularly at the age of 11. Like I would get up in the morning, and so it's a feeling I fell in love with, exercising. But most of my life I've done it by myself. And so just recently I found a tribe of people that love it just as much as I do, and some even more. And so we encourage and keep each other going. So aside from being,
can I just say real quick, community is so important. Okay.
It is. Keep going. It is. Yeah. And it's like, and you don't know when it'll happen. And you have communities for different passions. And so I've been blessed with the ability to have friends in different circles based on different passions. And they may not, sometimes they cross and they may not, but it's a blessing. Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah. So let me just say, you know, I have a husband that I love very much. So this is wholesome and loving when I say this. You look good, girl. You look good. Okay. I just want to say, I don't know, 50 is the new 40 or something, because you look good.
It's funny to me. Yeah. It's like, I'm almost 50. I embrace it. And it's like, whatever.
That's right. Yeah. When you are taking care of yourself, and doing the best with what God has given you, you know, you just like roll with it. These are gifts. Every day is a gift.
Yeah.
And so to still be here another day is wonderful. Okay. Yes, she has found her happy place, Nikki said. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is the topic for today, guys. We could talk about a whole lot of stuff, and we probably still will, but
Mm-hmm.
under the umbrella of the power of your words. And y'all know how this goes. This is not just a one-way conversation where you all listen to us. We really want to read the chat, find your questions in there and your comments and your answers to my questions. So the first question, before I ask Celine her first question, I want to know from you all, as it relates to the power of your words, do you speak more positively or negatively to yourself? About yourself, about your life? Do you find yourself, if you had to lean more to one side or the other? I know both can happen, right? But if you lean more to one side than the other, do you lean more toward, and let's safe space right here, our half an hour is a safe space, so feel free to be honest. Do you lean more towards speaking negatively or positively to yourself about your life and your situation? That's the question to you all right now, while I ask Celine some stuff. And so we've been talking, Celine, and I really think, everything you just shared about, getting really active, and you've been active, but now you have community and it's really keeping you moving. I think this is connected to the importance of your words. Because I guess I'll ask you, before we begin a whole, digging in deep to a whole lot of stuff, why do you believe that it's important what we say to ourselves, and how we say it to ourselves, and then we can connect it in any way you like?
Well, I mean, it's simple as what came to mind is the proverb about guarding your heart, because
Mm-hmm.
and guarding your thoughts, because it sets the course of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so true. And so I'm a feeler, and that's like you told me you went to yoga earlier, and people that practice yoga, we're very mindful of how we feel things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel words. Always, it's important to me what a word means. And
Ooh.
sometimes I'll stop, even if it's a common word, I'll still stop and look it up and see what it means, because
Me
I want
too.
to use it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if it's affecting my spirit some type of way, I want to know why,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to control whether how much I take in. I have a motto, is like, I notice things, but you determine how long you dwell on them. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you notice something, but do you want to stay there, or you want to let that pass on because it's not right for you?
Mm-hmm.
And so with that same thing with words, it's like, what do I want for my life? And when I set my intentions of what I want for my life, a big part of it is the words I say to myself, and what I focus on, and what I feed myself mentally. So what I'm taking in, what I'm reading, watching, hearing, listening to, everything affects me. And sometimes I feel like I feel it more than some other people. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm very careful with the words I receive and the words I hold on to. It's
That is.
like, no, I don't like that word. Just like I was telling you about that, it bothers me that we say social distance. Like, we don't need the social distance. We need the physical distance,
Mm.
but we need to stay social. So I'm like, I refuse to say it. I don't receive that word.
That is so important. I was just listening to a podcast today, and it was saying how, no. I was in a book club meeting. And they were talking about how introverts are probably handling this pandemic a whole lot better than extroverts right now, because extroverts like to be out and about. And I was thinking to myself, it's still possible to stay connected. I mean, it's not easy for some, it's harder for
Mhm.
some than others, because they're used to certain places being social, maybe in their workplace or at church. But it is possible to, as you said, remain social, even though we are staying a physical distance apart. And I love that you decipher and are really careful about disseminating your words, like which ones I'm gonna use, which ones I'm not, because
Right.
it really is so important what we say. And I'm like you, I look up words, and
Mhm.
just try to make sure I'm also growing my vocabulary, but also using it more wisely.
Mhm.
So that is so good. So some folks, okay, I think we're unfrozen, but somebody said we were frozen for a second. Most folks have said that they are speaking positively about themselves, which I think is good. One person said neutral, and we'll talk about that in a second because, no, safe space. I'm wondering how it's neutral, so you can share more about how it's neutral. But all of us need to speak, no matter how much we're already speaking more positively, we can probably do more. So we can talk about what that looks like in a second. But yeah, okay, it looks like we're unfrozen now. All right, so when it comes to this power of words, I want to relate it to your working out, because was there a time, I know you said you've been doing it since you were 11 and you were doing it mostly by yourself, but have there been lulls? And is your working out connected to what you say to yourself or the words that you use at all?
There have been lulls in when I'm working out. I would say when I'm going through stressful things in life, I do it more because it's easier to focus on physical, to take my mind off of what's going on. That could be emotional or spiritual turmoil, what's going on in my house. I just went through my second divorce and it was very, very hard. And so I had to go through counseling, and the counseling, I self-identified that it wasn't a partner issue, it was a parent issue. So I had certain things that I need to heal in order to not repeat, because I never want this, to happen again. And I don't want it to keep happening or showing up as different people. So I went through a lot of work. And we did art therapy and, I chose to do collages. I did a vision board this year, and I look at my vision board and I know people are joking, saying nothing in 2020 was on my vision board. But when I look at my vision board, a lot of what's gone on this year, there've been a lot of positives that are on my board. So, yes, exercise has been tied to it. It's spiritual for me. When I was struggling with my relationship with God, running, biking, being outside was church. That's a worship experience for me. It's very, yes. I mean, and you see, when I go outside, I can't go outside and not take a skyscape. Like people that, Celine has to get her backdrop. She has to stop and take a picture of the cloud. Yes, I do. I got to get the sunset. I got to get the sunrise. Yes, and I'm going to do it. You can laugh at me and I'm going to post it because that's part of my worship. Back when I first started doing it, we didn't have social media and I couldn't post pictures and I wasn't taking pictures, but all of that's a part of it. And also balance. I have to be careful to, even with as much as I like to exercise, that's not the be all end all of keeping me centered.
Yeah.
I have to have other things that I balance being centered with, whether it's reading devotions or interacting with friends. Nikki's on here. Me and her have a girlfriend check-in every week. I have to have a balance of other things. So because that's something I can do by myself.
Yeah.
I can go out and put on my running shoes and go run miles by myself or get on my bike and ride by myself. And so it's a stretch for me to allow other people in.
Oh, that's
to
good.
That space.
Yeah. Let me stop you for a second because you said so much and I want to make sure that folks take in what's for them, because there's a place. You talked about hardship and relationships and the challenges of life. And I dare say, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's, some racial tension, it's just a lot of stress. It's a lot of challenge on top of the personal stuff we go through, the relational stuff we go through. And so the fact that you were able to turn that into therapy, to turn that into collages, to turn that into vision boards, it just shows that there's work that is necessary when it comes to having a powerful productive life, right? Just when we want to experience, like when I look at you on social media, and I see that you're eating miles for breakfast and you taking pictures of sunsets and you know, and all those things, I could look at those and think, oh, Celine got it going on. There is nothing going on with her. Like she's not going through at all. But the idea is you take all of the stuff that you go through and you package it up into, this is what I'm going to do to produce a better me, a better life out of what. So you use it as fuel. It looks like you're literally eating all that stuff for breakfast. And I think that there's such positivity and power in that we have a choice, right? So the question to you all is, are you speaking more positively or negatively to yourself? And for those of you who are just tuning in, that's the question on the floor for you. For the most part, do you speak more positively or more negatively to yourself? And I love how particular Celine is about her words, because no matter what's happening, it sounds like in your life, you turn it into something and you use your words to be productive. I guess I would ask you, you've already shared about social distancing is something you don't say, you rather say physical distancing. I'm going to ask you all a second question. Those of you who have already answered it, I'm asking Celine the same thing. What words are you adamant about not using? What are some other words that you're like, I'm not going to use, what have you decided is not in your vocabulary? Maybe somebody needs, some encouragement or some enlightenment about the kinds of words that they're using. So that's my question to you all. And Celine, what words have you decided other than social distancing that you're not using?
I told someone recently, never say never. I can't, with someone say, well, will you try this? I don't know. Or what are you doing next? I can never say never because I don't know. Only thing I do know is who I am. And so if it resonates with who I am, which is I'm an adventurous person, I do like trying new things. And even though I am an introvert, I am a social introvert. I can go out and socialize, and I found ways to recharge myself. Because introverts do socialize, but we need a minute to recharge, and so there's balance there.
I like that never. I like that. Some folks said can't, won't do, can't do, never. And I don't know. I'm asking you also, feel free to put some in here as you're thinking about them, Celine. I wanted to ask that because I think it's so important that we know that we speak more positively than negatively, right? So the negatively charged words, I've heard somebody say before, and to each their own. So this is just chew on the meat, throw away the bone. But I've heard someone say that if you say, I will not be poor, that because you have still utilized poor and you have still utilized a negatively charged word, that it is much more powerful for you to say I am. So I heard you say that, I'm thinking hard about what I won't say, but I am clear about who I am. And so I would challenge all of us to have some powerful I am statements instead of what, like Robin said, what I won't, what I can't, what I'll never, those types of words. Sabrina said, I don't say try. I like that one too, Sabrina. I don't say try because I do or I don't, yay or nay, right? Want and need resonate as a lack for me. Yeah, absolutely. Try, want, never. I love those. And so I don't know if you have any more, but do you agree with that the more positively charged your words are, that I am statements are more powerful than the nots and the won'ts and the can'ts and all of that? What do you
think? Yeah. Like that goes back to what you dwell on. I choose to dwell on what I'm doing, what's possible, and move forward rather than staying stuck, or it's like, what are we going to do? Not dwelling on,
That's
what
yeah,
isn't, what's real,
yes,
what's real right now, and what do I want going forward, and what am I going to do about that
yeah. That's
versus,
yeah. Somebody says always I've eliminated. So I think that's important too, because like you said,
yeah,
never say never, right? So to say to someone else, you always, like, that's
right.
messed up, because
Mhm.
nobody does something 100% of the time, right?
Yeah.
And so to use it for ourselves or for somebody else, that's important. Always, never, can't. Um, you got some love in here. Kia says loves me some Celine. Okay, so these have been, to flip that, right? In
Mhm.
addition to trying to stay away from negatively charged words and also staying on the I am side of things, I have always loved, and it doesn't have to be law for anybody else, but I've always loved choosing either a word or a phrase or a set of words for the year, just something to focus on.
Mhm.
And it's flexible, it's your words, so it could change if
Right.
you need it to change and all of that. But the words that I've gravitated toward are, and I'm gonna tell you mine, and I'd love for you to, if you have some, Celine, let me know.
Okay.
And this is the next question for you all in the chat as well. What are some words that you gravitate toward that you want to stay with? Like, you want to stay close to these words because the closer you stay to them, the more you embody them. And so for me, it's joy, peace, freedom, and abundance. Those are
Okay.
my 4 go-to words. Like, I am joy, I'm peace, I'm free, and I'm abundant. Those are my 4 words. And I'll use them quite often. I'll say them quite often. I'll write them quite often. Do you have any in the chat? Do you all have any of those kinds of words that you stay close to? And then, Celine, do you have any like that?
Um, I'm looking at my vision board, and I put Curly and confident, and Curly has become one of my nicknames.
I
My
like that,
partner,
Celine.
my partner calls me Curly, and he didn't even see my vision board.
Uh-huh.
But at the top of my board is the year of magical thinking.
Ooh.
There's no timeline for success, and that has really been my path this year. I couldn't have written the script. Last week I got offered a job I didn't apply for.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
right.
But
Um,
so slow down real quick. You can go back to it, but I want to pull on a couple of things that you just said. I'm trying to pin this thing too. Hold on. Because you just said that someone calls you Curly and they hadn't even seen your vision board, but
right.
you have Curly on your vision board.
Mhm,
I just
curly and
I
confident.
and confident. So I just want to echo the sentiment that, and you got a job that you didn't even apply for, right? And I
Mhm,
don't know what words you say or embody or dwell on that would manifest that, but I am a believer that even if it's just a seed planted, the fact that you put it before you, the fact that you write it out, that you say it to yourself, all of that is a seed planted that will grow and manifest itself at some point in the future.
mhm.
And so I love that, somewhere in your own home, the outside of where this dude sees it, you've written Curly about yourself, and that's what he chooses to call you. That's just cute to me. I love that. But go ahead. So you were saying you got a job you didn't even ask for, and you were
Mhm.
connecting what words you like, kind of keeping close to you.
Yes. Of course I have my fitness stuff, but the power of positivity, one word that I tried to hold on to and really was soft.
Mm.
And sometimes there are words that have a negative connotation in society, but and I just sat with that one time and I just Googled soft and I Googled um, quotes about soft, and it was very powerful. I loved it because soft is powerful.
But
Um,
let me jump in. This is so good because so one side of it, you said, some people may think that's a negative, like vulnerable type of word, and
mhm,
nobody, would really just desire to be soft necessarily. but that's a really powerful word. So that's a really good word to hold on to. But there might also be some things that we are aspiring to manifest in ourselves, like maybe if I'm rough and tough and all that stuff, maybe I want to be a bit more vulnerable and soft. So I need to embrace and embody that word and keep it close to me so that I can open up a little bit. So whether it's something that yeah, go ahead, keep going.
And let's sit there, because that had been a fear of mine as I grow older. I never wanted to allow life to make me hard. And so it's been really important to me as I've aged to maintain softness, to embrace my femininity, the beauty of it, of being, because I don't want to present as hard, personality wise or appearance wise, that to embrace. As much as I work out, I'm curvy. And I'm gonna be soft. I'm gonna have these hips and legs, and I've run 3 marathons. Some may not know that, and I'm not a skinny girl. And but so soft is a word that's near and dear to my heart. It has a lot of meaning to me. Yeah.
Ooh, that is so good. Somebody just said you gave a whole new meaning to that for them. I love that while we're sitting here talking, you're literally able to look up at some of the words that you've kind of put in your life before yourself. It really is, I think, encouragement and inspiration for us. We should be able to look somewhere in our house. Go ahead, please. Yeah.
I don't like that slogan, I can't breathe. I don't want to wear it. It was a moment, but I don't want to, it hurts me. And so before all this stuff, on my vision board, January 1st, I put breathe easy. And it's lungs made out of flowers. And so, but even with COVID, how important is your breath now? I mean, we really, it's like, it's sacred. And that's something that's on my board. And that's something that bothers my spirit, that you see everywhere. And it's like, could we put something else out there?
The wow you just gave me and some of us, the connection between them, between both pandemics that we're dealing with right now, and the importance of our breath. And it's so funny because I've been listening to Alfred Street Baptist has a series, a Bible study series right now called Can I Push It? And a lot of it deals with the Holy Spirit and pneuma, the breath. And I'm taking yoga teacher training, and I take yoga classes, and that's all pranayama. That's all we're dealing with is the breath. And so the fact that you just made that connection is just so powerful, that in this season, I heard you say, breathe easy, right? Breathe easier, just breathe easy. And so we really should take that to heart. I'm not even gonna mess with what you just said. That is just so powerful. Some folks have said some things as a result. Wow. You messed me up, Celine. Okay. I'm gonna get myself together. That was good. Sabrina said, being that I have struggled with my breath, I never take for granted that he breathed life into me, and I hold that breath as sacred. Breath has been a part of my life since I've done vision boards. And breathe reminds me to focus, step back, or calm down. And then some folks' other words that they really hold close to them. I love these words, y'all, making me smile. Trying to go back as far as I can. Joy, peace, a child of God, free, peace, blessed, grace, breathe. Someone wrote breathe before you mentioned it. This has been my year of growing, helping others grow. So for me, love, happiness, and peace. Elevate, empower, powerful, beautiful, peace, mercy, a lot of peace up here. in the midst of a lot of chaos. Some folks are celebrating the fact that you got a job that you didn't ask for. Hey, and so there are tons more in here. Y'all read and
So
respond
not
to
not
each
that I didn't ask for it, because I've been wanting. I didn't know the path I would have to go to get it, and it was that I did not apply for it.
That's more. That's more powerful,
Mhm.
because that means that it was a desire of yours, and it manifested without you putting physical effort toward it, but
Yeah,
definitely
divine order.
spiritual. Yeah.
Yeah, door opportunities were opened up, and I accepted all the things needed for preparation, but
Mm.
still not knowing how I would get there. And it's been a journey. I mean, years,
Wow.
years, yeah,
Wow.
years and tears.
Yeah. Well, we're celebrating with you. Like I said, as we're closing, I'll put this toward you. If you have any closing words or suggestions that you want to share with us before we close out, anything that you want to bring folks' attention to that you're doing or a part of. I just wanted to make sure I shared that this has been such a great discussion, because I love that word, Nikki, alignment. It's the idea that we put out what we want to get back, right? And so we put out in the world, the way we treat other people kind of comes back to us, and what we say kind of manifests, it reflects back on us. And so it really is important. Our words are powerful in so many different ways. And I thank you for being a manifestation of, no matter what you're going through, you have literally used it as fuel to reframe it and to utilize it more positively. I love it. Yep. Think it and speak it. I'll add that to what you said, Brooks. Think it and speak it. I love these. You're going to have to go back and see some of these, Celine. It's so beautiful
Okay.
how much love is being poured on you in here. Any
Thank
closing
you.
words you have for us that you want to share?
We didn't have enough time.
I
Um,
know.
let's
30 minutes. It's a
do
sneak.
it again after next topic.
Yeah.
But absolutely, it has been very important to find my words and the words that are the core to my identity, because when your identity is attacked, when you know your words, you know who you are, and you can deflect and say, nope, that's not me, that's not for me, and you're able to stand firm. Um, when you're being shaken, you have a foundation, you have roots. I remember we worked on our roots in the sister circle, and when you have you have your roots and you know where you belong, you can't be moved
Yeah. Yeah.
unless you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you want to be.
Yeah.
This has been so good. So yeah, they said please come back, and from one Parker to another, she said please come back. So this has been so good. Y'all, make sure you share this with somebody, because someone needs to know how powerful their words are. They need to know they have the choice. They have the power to stop using some words because they are negatively charged and they've manifested negative things in their lives. They have they have the power to bring some words close to them, to use them often, to put them places in their houses where they can see them often, to write them down, to speak them often. And it really does plant a seed that grows. And so whether you see immediate manifestation or manifestation later, Celine and I are both witnesses that that what you say manifests itself, and it's so important. Thank you all so much for being here with us. This is our Real Women live chat that we host every Wednesday, and it's only 30 to 40 minutes or so to give you a sneak peek into a real conversation with real women. And this has been my sister Celine. I'm so happy to have you here, and I get encouragement from you every day now, because when you see me running or biking or something, you give me a kudos, and I love it. And I really do appreciate, I'm being so serious. I just want to take a few seconds to say, I said it in a post and I meant it, that, some people post for various reasons, right? And I try to be very intentional about when and why I post. And I know, and I feel that you're the same way. So I just want you to know that you're posting, first of all, your going through has not been in vain. Because your going through has strengthened you to get to where you are right now and has given you the fuel to do what you do right now. And it is encouraging someone, because I want you to know it encourages me. And it got me up off of my butt to do some stuff. So in addition to some other stuff.
Yes, my sisters are out here.
Yes! I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Come check us out this Saturday. Go to realwomenrock.org so that you can come to our virtual sister circle at 11 a.m. We're going to talk about how to live untamed. You'll learn what it means and how to live that way. You don't need to have read anything to come to the session. We got all of the information you need, and we're going to learn and grow together this Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All of that information is on realwomenrock.org. And until next week, see y'all later. Thank you. Bye-bye.